Something I like to do is start some of my plants for the garden myself from seed. You can save money doing that. It's a lot of fun. And also you can grow varieties that maybe you wouldn't be able to find at the local nursery. Different plants have different moisture requirements. Some plants like lots of moisture. Some plants might prefer being watered from the bottom. So you would set them in a container and pour your water in that container as opposed to watering them from the top. Also, how long does it take for your seed to germinate? Once you've planted them, you're going to be watching them every day, hoping to see some little seedlings emerge. Some seeds might come up in 3 or 4 days. Other seeds might take 3 weeks. So if you have an idea of how long it's going to take your seed to come up, then you know what to be looking for. I'm going to start by just planting a few seeds and showing you what specific varieties need. So let's start with some tomatoes. Tomatoes are something that most gardeners like to grow. The seed are not extremely small and they're not real big. Okay, to plant the tomato seed, I'm going to make just a very small indentation in my soil and then drop the seed. And then come back and just pinch the soil around it and kind of firm it down. So I guess I might as well do these two over here also. So I'm not burying them super deep, but just enough that they're going to stay moist. Another thing that I do is I'm going to want to label this because I'm going to start other plants and I don't want to get them mixed up. What I've done is I've recycled a plastic bottle by cutting away this flat portion and cutting it into strips that I can label. The nice thing about these is they're waterproof. And they didn't cost anything. Probably the hardest seeds to start are very, very tiny seed. An example here are some flower seeds. This is a mixture, so some of them are different sizes. Like this one right here is very, very tiny. This is the type of seed that I'm going to want to just put on the surface of the soil. Now the problem with little bitty seeds on the surface of the soil is that the first place to dry out is the surface. So there's a danger of this seed not being able to germinate because of the soil drying out too much. What I can do about that is cover the surface with some plastic to hold in moisture. So I'm using my little tweezers and I can just pick up that little bitty seed and drop it. Here's another one that's small like that. I'm going to put it over here. And you can barely see those. But there's no reason to be shy about growing them because they can germinate and turn into beautiful big plants. You just have to know how to take care of them. If I wanted, I could put maybe 3 in each cell. That way, if one doesn't germinate, I have another one. Also, when my plants do germinate and start growing, I can pick out which one looks the healthiest and thin out the other ones, so that I just end up with one strong, healthy plant in each cell. So I'm going to put about 3 in some of these, of that little bitty one. In order to keep the soil moist, I'm going to take a piece of plastic, clear plastic, and just cover it. And then I'm going to put this under my grow lights in the right temperature for this type of plant. And in a few days, I should see some little seedlings. Some seeds come pelleted. These are lettuce seeds, and the coating that's on them is clay, so when they're planted in the soil, it will dissolve. The nice thing about pelleted seeds is that it makes it a lot easier to plant them. Lettuce seeds are kind of small and hard to pick up and plant each seed right where you want it. With pelleted seeds, you can space your seeds to exactly the spacing you want, so later you don't have to do a lot of thinning. Also, the seeds that are pelleted are usually conditioned so that they're going to germinate easier